His name sits comfortably alongside the best fighters of a classic heavyweight era. George Foreman, a feared champion with ferocious punching power in a style that matches up across generations. Boxing around the world in a variety of locations, taking on opponents of all shapes and sizes. A prime Foreman packed in the crowds, and his gung-ho style guaranteed excitement.
Do that uppercut any way.
His legs are gone. He goes down again, and it's all over here in the second round.
An Olympic gold medalist who later became a renowned entrepreneur and inspirational religious figure, Foreman's legend was built across not one, but two careers. First, the brooding assassin of the 1970s, who threatened to bludgeon anyone standing in his way.
Hand goes to the side of his head, a right uppercut, a left jab, and a vicious left sends Norton crumbling to the canvas.
And later, the bald, pudgy punching preacher whose rotund physique and lights-out power fueled an unlikely second run at world title glory that ended in the Texan shocking the world with one huge right hand.
Atlas, here we go again with the Atlas. Michael Moore is down, goes Moore on a right hand.
After almost 25 years since his last professional fight, we take a look back at the destructive power of boxing legend Big George Foreman. They don't come much tougher than George Chuvalo, in and out of the ring. It was a testament to Foreman's bone-crunching power that he was one of only two men to stop Chuvalo across the Canadian's 93-fight career.
Now let's have a nice clean fight. Shake hands now, come out boxing.
There was no backward step taken by either fighter for as long as it lasted. The shorter Chuvalo was taking unnecessary punishment to head and body as early as the third round, prompting referee Arthur Mercante to wave it off.
Chuvalo being battered in his own corner, and Irving Ungerman, his manager, is asking the referee to stop it. He's climbing into the ring. The referee hasn't heard him. It's all over. It's all over. Arthur Mercante has stopped the fight. Irving Ungerman, to give him credit, his manager was climbing in there. There's the winner, George Foreman.
Closing in on a shot at the heavyweight kings, Smoke and Joe Frazier, Foreman kept the tools sharp with a second-round demolition of overmatched Ted Gullick in California.
All right, shake hands. Good luck to both of you. Let's go.
Smaller Gullick was game and could crack, but Foreman was riding high and a couple of levels above. After outboxing Gullick behind his solid lead left hand in the first round, George dropped the axe in round two, swinging away with bombs to head and body until his opponent crumbled under pressure.
2 left hooks. The second one was right on target. And it's all over. A 10 count on 2 straight left hooks. George Foreman, a second-round knockout over Ted Gullick at 2 minutes and 28 seconds into the second round. 2 real good left hooks, both of which connected.
Making the 5th defense of both of his titles in a run that had included popping Muhammad Ali's unbeaten cherry, Joe Frazier was riding high when he clashed with George Foreman in Jamaica.
Frazier in his usual style, smoking is the way he puts it.
Over 35,000 spectators packed in to witness the two unbeaten fighters go to war. But Foreman's phenomenal power made it an unexpected mismatch.
I think he hurt Joe Frazier. I think Joe is hurt. Angie Dundee, Ali's trainer, right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
Battered from pillar to post, Frazier was dropped 6 times in total before referee Arthur Mercante spared the Philadelphia hard man from further misery.
McCanny checked his senses. Check Frazier's senses. It's target practice for George Foreman. It is target practice. Frazier is ready to go again. Joe is standing. There he goes. 3 times. 3 times. The fight is stopped. It is over. It is over. It is over in the second round. George Foreman is the heavyweight champion of the world.
Making the first defense of his newly acquired heavyweight straps, Foreman traveled to Japan. Opponent Jose Roman was ranked by both governing bodies, but it never displayed any form to suggest that he could hang with the elite.
Pushing, hitting with the kidneys, all the fouls. Good luck to both of them.
So it proved, as the Puerto Rican tried to dance in and out of trouble. In such a small ring, there was nowhere to hide from the champion, and Foreman swiftly ended the game of cat and mouse with 3 knockdowns, culminating in a brutal uppercut finisher.
Is against the ropes, Foreman swinging wildly and missing, but final knockdown takes place. This time, Roman will not be getting up. The official time, 2 minutes of the first round. Look at Roman's eyes.
Coming in off the back of 2 split decisions either way against the great Muhammad Ali, Illinois native Ken Norton had shown his world-class pedigree was for real. George Foreman was eager to reinforce his own credentials in Venezuela. Ken was an underdog, and Foreman had settled comfortably into his role as the #1 heavyweight.
Oh, good right hand on the left-hand side of the face of Norton. Norton is a bit stunned as Foreman is teeing off, and it looks like Norton has really been staggered as he went up against the rope. The referee is giving it the count. Yes, he'll have to take the 8 count. Okay, 7, 8, and here we go as Foreman comes banging on in the second round. Norton goes down again, a left hand on the side of the head.
Norton took a count in the second, before Foreman finished him off with vicious bombs.
As the left hand goes to the side of his head, a right uppercut, a left jab, and a vicious left sends Norton crumbling to the canvas for the second time. Norton is in Queersville, he doesn't know where he is. It's up to 5, 6, I don't know if Norton can make it. It might be all over right here. It's up to 9, 10, and are they going to continue it, or are they going to stop it? It looks like it may be all over, and it is all over.
One of the all-time great heavyweight rumbles between 2 heavy-handed sluggers of the day. In the end, Foreman just had too much guile for Ron Lyle, an ex-jailbird cut and crafted on the mean streets.
A wild, almost amateurish right as Lyle came charging out.
The crowd went wild as the contest sparked into life almost immediately. Both were hurt. There were multiple knockdowns and not a world title in sight.
A good right by Lyle. A good right by Lyle, and he's got Foreman in trouble. He's got him in trouble. George staggering off the ropes and Lyle all over him.
The 4th round was later listed as one of the most exciting in boxing history, and the contest was named as Ring Magazine's Fight of the Year for 1976.
Now Foreman fighting back. Oh, Foreman is in trouble. Lyle caught him with a good left. Now George, now George struck back. Now George fought back with a magnificent right.
Foreman eventually won out in the 5th round.
Foreman's using fire in. Lyle's waiting just a little too long. They're both fighting. Lyle's got to come back with
Down to the canvas. Foreman punching him again and again and again when it looked like George was done. This time it may be over. This time it may be over.
Lyle's not going to make it, Lyle. He's not going to make it.
A knockout in the 5th round by George Foreman when it seemed Lyle had command of this ever-changing bout.
Not quite the brutal beating of their first meeting, but for Joe Frazier it was another stoppage loss in the rematch. Both had suffered the bitter taste of defeat, but Frazier was more weather-beaten, and it showed.
Here we are, Smoking Joe Frazier in the white shorts against Big George Foreman in the red shorts.
Foreman helped ease his older opponent closer to retirement. Frazier tried to be more elusive, but once Foreman found him, it was all over.
Oh, and Frazier is hurt there. He nearly loses his mouthpiece. Foreman's really ploughing him with the hooks, and that left hook on Frazier's down. He's down.
Sending Frazier crashing into the ropes, Foreman leered over the victim briefly as the referee called a halt to the contest.
Frazier manages to get his gloves up, but the left hooks come in on the right hand. And Foreman's really going for it now. Oh, Joe Frazier collapses in the corner. Joe Frazier has lost in a dramatic 5th round stoppage.
Boxing for the first time in 2.5 years, Jerry Cooney's career at the top had hit the skids after losing his 2 biggest fights to Larry Holmes and Michael Spinks.
Both were given the rules earlier. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Billed as the preacher and the puncher, Cooney lived up to his fire-fisted reputation, stunning Foreman with left hooks in the first round.
Cooney landing and Foreman stumbling.
The preacher showed that he could dig too. George dropped the New Yorker to the ropes before a dazed Cooney was frozen with a left hook and crumpled in a heap by a cuffing right hand. Cooney never fought again.
Uppercut any way.
His legs are gone. He goes down again, and it's all over here in the second round. George Foreman defeats Jerry Cooney. Cooney just pulverized by George Foreman.
Representing a step up in class of sorts for Big George as his comeback tour gathered pace, big punching Brazilian Adilson Rodriguez was world ranked by one of the sanctioning bodies.
Okay, seconds, come out fighting.
Rodriguez had beaten many of the usual suspects at heavyweight, but was 2 fights removed from a knockout loss to Evander Holyfield. Foreman moved closer to a shot at the real deal himself with a crunching second-round KO win as Rodriguez folded from a powerful final left hook.
You're watching a man who has been known to knock opponents out with glancing blows. His hands are so heavy that what becomes a knockout punch doesn't always look like one, and Rodriguez goes down. Case in point. 2 minutes and 39 seconds of the second round, and with a series of blows begun by a pair of left-hand uppercuts, George Foreman puts away Adilson Rodriguez.
Just as his big comeback was running out of steam, 45-year-old veteran Foreman pulled off a remarkable upset and claimed the WBA and IBF heavyweight titles.
I obey my commands at all times. Give me a good, clean fight, and bear one thing in mind. I'm the boss man in here. Shake hands, good luck.
Coming in off the back of a defeat to Tommy Morrison, having also previously lost to Evander Holyfield, it looked like the game was up for Big George. Having been outboxed for the majority of the Las Vegas headliner by unbeaten southpaw Michael Moore, Foreman finally found a home for his big right hand and stunned the champion, audience, and commentators.
Atlas didn't count the Atlas. Here we go again with the Atlas. Michael Moore is down.
Goes Moore on a right hand. An unbelievably close-in right hand shot. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It happened. It happened.
21 years after first winning the heavyweight title, it happened again.
You know, this was a 2-1 fight, but in my mind it was a gazillion to 1 that George Foreman could ever win the heavyweight championship again. This is a really remarkable achievement, and it has to stand on its own. We're in a show and tell medium, and show does it all.